Okay, topic number 3. We're going to call this topic 10 years of nostalgia. Matt, this is your idea, right? Let's think back to what things were cool or that we got excited about or used or whatever 10 years ago that now we're not excited about, we don't use, we think's funny.
Or we mock.
I'm going to go with, and a lot of people are going to think it's weird because I don't think that we're there yet for most people, DVRs. I haven't used a DVR in freaking years. I mean, all I use is Hulu, Netflix, and other stuff that we own, but I haven't since with Netflix having the huge library it does, and Hulu having all this stuff that's mostly current. Mm-hmm. I haven't really don't really need DVR anymore, so I can watch whatever I want basically on demand now.
Like
I know
my Blockbuster subscription.
Yeah,
it's a growth industry.
We're getting an increasing share of a decreasing market. We're going to corner that market.
I think they had the option too to buy Netflix.
Oh.
And they didn't. They turned it down. They're
Blockbuster?
like, that's never going to happen.
I don't think they would have had the money. They went bankruptcy out of control. Maybe towards the beginning.
Yeah, they went
days.
bankruptcy out of control, but when Netflix first came out, I think they had the option.
Back when they were still selling. Well, I guess they still do, mailing out the DVDs and stuff, sure. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't know if this was actually maybe full 10 years, but it could have been longer. But the BlackBerry.
Sure.
I mean.
But the iPhone.
Yeah.
The iPhone came out 10 years ago.
Yeah, but don't we all
I
still
didn't think it was
use
going to be
and love
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 10 years ago, I was like, what is this?
I had the iPhone, the first generation. This guy right here.
Well, of course you did.
I'm a tech geek nerd like that, early adopter.
But no, I do remember the BlackBerry. I remember the Palm, and I remember the BlackBerry, and everybody going crazy over those things.
Mm-hmm. How about
DVD players? I know some people still do Blu-rays. I haven't used a disc for a movie in a long time.
Sound like a millennial.
Yeah.
You sound like a bitch. I have a bunch of DVDs and Blu-rays.
Well, we have them. We've got closets and
bins,
boxes full of them.
these
But I'm
things.
saying, when's the last time I actually took the time? The fact that I can just say we have Apple TVs in like every room of the house. The fact that I can take the remote and say, "Show me It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, season 6," and just start playing right there with my voice, just pulling it right instantly. Taking the time to go to a DVD case, opening it out, trying to discover how you open the DVD player because it's been so long. I mean, what are we, animals? What are we, cavemen? We're past this. First world problems, people. Let's see.
Awesome.
10 years of nostalgia.
10 years ago. So 2006, 2007, I was playing City of Heroes almost religiously until they murdered that thing in 2012, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love that. And even back then, World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I have got many hours logged into that game. I actually remember there were some points kind of earlier on, I would go home over my lunch break just to get about 30-45 minutes in
of World
something.
of Warcraft.
Yeah. And then you got a rating schedule. It's eventually kind of turns into like a part-time job, but yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, I mean, Christ, I remember spending tons and tons of time.
Mm-hmm.
I remember not sleeping and going into work so I could spend more time in there. Yeah.
Were you playing that when we lived
waking
together?
up. No, I took a break, but I remember playing it, going to bed while I was in a level on City of Heroes, waking up 3 hours later to make sure we were still in that level because we were farming it or something at the time.
Yep.
And it was just ridiculous.
Yeah. It's the pull of those games.
Years of my
Smallville
life
was in its heyday.
Yes,
Man.
yes. I enjoyed Smallville a lot.
They drug stuff on sometimes, and there was some episodes that just downright sucked. But overall, I think it's the best.
He never flew. That's always pissed
He did
me
in the
off
last
about
episode.
Smallville. Yeah.
But they said that from the beginning. The producers said no flights and no tights. Don't expect it. They told us that before the first episode, so we knew that for 10 years.
And then
but
they
it's
beat
still,
Lois to death.
I think it's the best live action interpretation of Superman we've seen on screen, though. Still, even given its faults.
Oh yeah.
Well, I couldn't believe that
I
they used
kind
a
of
lot
wish
of the
that
John
actor would
Williams score.
have done more.
Yeah.
The use of Bitcoin. Got some Bitcoin users in the room.
That's probably more proficient, maybe not for us, but more big now. You know what's funny? I almost for shits and giggles bought $100 of Bitcoin just for shits and giggles, and when it skyrocketed a few years ago, that would have been worth over $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't think it's worth jack shit now.
No, not now, but at the time, I'm just saying.
You'd had to know to sell.
Right. Well, that was all over. Everybody was. There were some people that like paid off multiple houses when it.
Yeah. I could go back 20 years and buy Apple for $1 a share, and I'd be fucking loaded.
Yeah,
I could walk into Steve Jobs' garage and kick him in the balls and say, I run this now.
That is definitely opening the door that if we just would have known something before we didn't know it, then we could take advantage of it to have something we don't have now. You're right. It's a stupid.
Fuck college. I'm going to take that money and I'm going to buy Apple stock, and I'm going to be a fucking billionaire.
There you go. I'm trying to look for stuff that's cool in 2006 and all the stuff that's coming up.
Black Eyed Peas suck, by the way.
Sure.
I hate Fergie.
You don't like Fergie? What's wrong with you?
I don't. I've never liked her. There's something about her, whether it's her wetting her pants on stage or just being some fugly chick.
What about Kids Incorporated? You weren't a fan of Kids Incorporated?
Disney Channel?
Kids
Fergie's
Incorporated?
A kid?
No. No,
yeah,
I didn't have Disney.
She was called Stacy back then.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember
That's
that.
her real name.
That's kind of cool.
Before she wrecked some other Transformer guy's life.
What now? How? What?
So the guy from Transformers. Sorry, this is a bit of a stretch.
Tied together.
So the actor in the first two Transformers movie, Josh, whatever his name is, he plays a soldier. Mm-hmm. He's married
to Fergie. That's fucking awesome.
Not awesome.
No, yes. Matt does not agree.
Dude, she's fucking gorgeous.
Seriously?
You think that I'm in the minority that says Fergie is gorgeous?
Unfortunately not. A lot of people like you have bad taste.
That's fair enough. To each their own. I keep trying to look up cool stuff in 2006, and all these lists are stupid. I don't know. What else?
Was there any cool stuff back then?
The Office was still in its heyday.
Well, yeah, The Office was good.
Okay, that's cool.
When did the Roomba come out?
Podcasts.
That's true.
Podcasts were getting really big. That's probably when we first discussed, maybe even a little after. We were like, dude, let's do this. We could do it, man. We have the technology. Yeah. It's just us talking. I just got to get some software so, like, your voice coming in over Skype is going to do something. No, I don't. Was Skype even a thing back? Yeah, I think it was. Skype was. Mm-hmm. But we were just... I don't remember how we were going to set up to do it. But I remember even getting I don't remember if it was an email or a text. I think it was an email. Maybe it was a personal message from something. Who knows if it was that long ago. Where you said, yeah, I'm in. The podcast is on. And it only took us over 10 years to finally start doing it. But we followed through.
10 episodes in. Yeah.
We followed through, bitches. You know what?
Boom.
Just like Steve Jobs said, after 10 years of putting time into Pixar and then it finally paid off after losing millions and millions of dollars, it's all the sweeter when it takes 10 years to become an overnight success. Ooh, here we go. Cartoons. That's not the kind of cartoons we're thinking of. That's like paper stuff. I don't know. Can you guys think of anything else cool?
I don't know what movies were popular back then.
2007.
Let's take a look. 2006 movies.
Yeah, the top 10 films of 2006. Did Iron Man come out then? 2006, 2007. I think it's when Marvel started their cinematic universe.
Pan's Labyrinth. Oh, Superman Returns.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that turd pile. Casino Royale.
Like that movie.
Finally got a new James Bond, and it ended up being the the fuck's his name?
Daniel
Craig. The Daniel Craig James Bond movies are my favorite. Not just because of Daniel Craig, although I love him as James Bond. I just like the fact that they're not as intentionally, I know that I don't mean to say this like to knock them, but a lot of the other movies, they were intentionally cheesy. They were on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Pussy
like
galore.
Cane line.
Yeah. And these are more serious and smart.
I guess you'd say they're dead wrong.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, Da Vinci Code, Borat. God, how many times did I watch that? Couldn't stop laughing from that. X-Men: The Last Stand, the crowning achievement of the first trilogy of X-Men movies. Another turd pile.
Yeah, that was like the demise.
I love how in even the newest X-Men movie, in Apocalypse, they make a little nod to it where they're like, Jedi was good, but Empire was better. Yeah, the third one's never as good or something. They say that as they're walking out the theater. Night at the Museum, Mission Impossible 3, Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. I like that a lot.
I like that movie.
Yeah, I really didn't expect to. I thought it looked weird. We're going to take a guy from the South with a Southern accent, a very proficient Southern accent, throw him into Tokyo that has no
Friday
relation.
Night Lights we're putting here.
Yeah, to the people that we've gotten to know in the first couple movies, and it ended up being really fucking good. It was a great narrative. The characters were awesome, and the way that you found out that it tied everything together over time was great. I love those movies. I really hope that 8 isn't the train wreck that it looks to be. Idiocracy.
It is.
That was funny.
2007?
Wow, that's a documentary now.
Yeah. How long do you think it is before our actual news anchors look like the news anchors in the show, where they're just like beefy, muscular man wearing no shirt and a chick with just huge boobs showing almost her entire
Leave me
body.
alone, baiting. It's got electrolytes. It's what plants crave.
Electrolytes. It's what plants crave, man. Brought to you by Carl's Jr. Why do you keep saying that? Because they pay me every time I do. If you're so smart, you should know that. We got this guy not sure. We're just going to quote movies the entire time. What a great show.
That's a great one, though.
Yeah. 2006. You know what? I'm going to do this. 2006.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
I love you. Welcome to Costco. I love you. Tomb Raider Legend, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, Godfather the Game. See, I know there were some really good ones I never played them. Final Fantasy 12. Never played it.
Oof.
Okami, that was supposed to be a really good game. New Super Mario Brothers, that was the first New Super Mario Brothers. That was on the DS. The first 3D Mario that went back to its 2D roots. Guitar Hero 2.
Oof. Guitar Hero was huge.
We had so many nights coming home from the bar where we would have like 5 to 10 people with us, and we would just play Guitar Hero all night long. That game was awesome. That was a huge part of the zeitgeist at the time. Resistance Fall of Man. You love this game, Matt.
Yeah.
You were just talking about it.
I can't make it 15 minutes into this.
Cars, the game. Next.
Plasma televisions, 1080p.
Was 1080p finally like the average?
Yeah, it was standard by then.
That makes sense. Now, how long is it going to take before 4K programming is actually out? Well, whatever. We're not going to complain.
Well, Netflix is working on 4K.
Say what?
Netflix is working on 4K.
Yeah, they all are. But the problem with 4K is, you can squeeze a really shitty bit stream in to get technically 4K, but to get good high quality 4K like the stuff they show off in demos in the store and stuff, you need a minimum 25 megabits per second connection, which the majority of high-speed internet users don't have yet, and it's going to take a long time for that to proliferate out there. So, yeah, you can, but the difference between a 4K Blu-ray, how many people are going to buy that, too, when you can just stream the stuff and think, well, I get 4K streaming over the internet. Yeah, but it's shitty right now.
Yeah, but they're putting data caps on everybody, too, now.
Yeah, but...
Because Cox just announced a 1 terabyte data cap.
Yeah, and I fucking hate the ones that do, too. Some do and some don't. But I also think that pendulum, as far as the cap, will change with time. I mean, I remember if we would have downloaded the data that we do now, even 5 years ago, you get a letter from your internet service provider asking, or a call asking, are you hosting like a game server in your house, or what are you downloading because you're in the top 1% of users and they don't want that. But then now it's so common to stream that they raise those data caps. So yes, some people cap you, but I think that those caps are going to get bigger and bigger as this becomes more and more proficient. So it's going to annoy some people, and probably the people it's going to annoy are going to be the power users and the cord cutters, which are us. But our ISP, we don't have caps. So
yeah. Well, I guess to that point, cellular minutes.
Yeah.
Think about 10 years ago. I mean, I think I just switched over to unlimited texting 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yep. I remember.
Because before that, I had
was
like a
sometimes
limit.
paying like almost $40 a month for texting because I would go over.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another good one. Remember when minutes was a big deal, and now nobody gives a flying fuck about minutes, and all plans are unlimited? Yeah. It's just about the data allotments. And that's one thing that sucks right now. In the United States, 10 years ago, to get a data plan, well, if we go 10 years ago back to the original iPhone, you technically got unlimited data for your $80 plan with AT&T. But that was 2G data, so it was like dial-up slow. And then they went to 3G, and they kept unlimited. Then after that, they all went to data plans. And they basically went to 2 gigabytes. And now the standard, and this is 10 years now in the future, the standard plans that Verizon, these companies tend to offer is 3 to 5.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
Now,
I'm not
unlimited
saying
data.
Well, unlimited is never going to work in practice anyway, because you're always going to have 2% of the people that say, well, okay, I'm going to download 2 terabytes of stuff like this. You know what I mean? Unlimited on its own doesn't have to be unlimited. It just has to be enough that at least 98% of the population never hit that cap. And these carriers are really good about knowing where that cap is and putting it just underneath where most people use, so you end up paying a little bit more. And it's bullshit. I don't understand why we don't all have at least 5 to 10 gigabytes of use right now. And if you don't use it, you don't use it. But again, that's the consumer argument. That's not the business side. I'm sure they've got other technical challenges with that I'm not throwing into the mix as well too. Well, cool. Can you guys think of anything?
I mean, he's got to buy his son like a new car because he just wrecked his last one. And a new ivory back scratcher. Plus those tickets, those plane tickets to go to the Illuminati's meeting that he has. Yeah. There's no reason.
Is this going to quickly become an attack on the 1%? This is going to be a funny show. Can you guys think of anything else?
No, that's all right. This needs to make it to the air.
Can you guys think of anything else cool from 2006 you want to talk about? Or 2007 or 10 years ago? Or
cool or significant?
Significant? That's fine.
Housing bubble?
I started working at PayPal 10 years ago.
That's not. Say what?
That's not fun.
I started working at PayPal 10 years ago.
That's cool.
So, yeah, that's cool.
That's what our audience wants to know.
Got a PayPal question? Don't ask it.
Yeah. You open that can of worms, now deal with it. Lay in the bed you just made.
That's right. This guy sells cell phones. So if you got any questions about that.
Cool. Well, if you're watching and you can think of anything else cool that was 10 years ago that maybe not so cool right now, or one of those aha moments, oh yeah, I remember this, let us know what you think in the comments below.
Like sweater vests.
I've got to make it to Buffy Skylar's lunch.